Hey guys, it's Morgan. Welcome back to the weekly Shlog. We are back after an off week because we spent a whole bunch of time out in Peach Valley and Dry Creek riding for our Ride the World series of awesomenesses, episode 5. I hope you guys like those videos. If you haven't checked them out yet, please do. We had a ton of fun. And also make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for when the next Ride the World series of awesomenesses is coming. We are back here now at the shop for our weekly shop vlog, where we show you all kinds of cool dirt bike stuff and how to do stuff, tech stuff. We got dogs that are crazy. Hey dogs. Got Angry Zach over there doing TBT suspension. Leandra is up here checking in parts and hiding because that's what she does the best. Stay off of camera. But yeah, so if that sounds like fun, you're new here, make sure you stick with us. Let's do this. Alright guys, first on my lift is this 300 XCW. I think it's a 2012, 2013, something like that. Anyway, older model style. And we are putting RK Tech head on it. I already got the head on. You've seen me do that plenty of times. Also installed a new starter. The starter completely took a crap and was no good. Let me show you. Alright guys, so here is the old starter. And I think you guys can hear this. Yeah, they're not supposed to make that sound, and you guys can't tell from the camera, but it's really super grimy. So replace that thing, but now we are going to be cleaning and rebuilding this Electron carburetor. So first things first, I'm going to take the float bowl off and go put it in the ultrasonic, and I'll show you what it looks like when we get it out of there. Alright guys, got it out of the ultrasonic, looking much better. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this float out, or the float seat and needle out, and we're going to replace it. Got brand new ones from Electron. That's really about all you can do on these things for rebuilding. There's not a lot to them. There's a gasket on the float bowl too. That wasn't leaking. I've found in my experience that the needle and seats on these things tend to kind of leak a little bit, so we're just gonna get a new one. It'll be all good to go. And I just left it. All right. So we got a new seat, new crush washer, gasket washer. I'm gonna put this in, and one of the things that's different about these is that the needle doesn't have like a little thing that captures it onto the float. So you gotta put it together. It's about the same, but just be a little more careful because it can kind of wiggle out of there. Tighten that down. Got our new needle. Just drop it down in there. Down here. I don't love their design because that needle definitely tends to kind of stick. And I think that I'm going to bend this float tank down just a little bit. Set these to where this line on the float is parallel with the float, the carb body when it shuts it off, and it's a little bit off of that. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the way these things are because they do tend to stick pretty easily. That looks about right. So, and it's not, the float height on these is not quite as critical as it is on lots of other carburetors. So now make sure there's no water in this line that goes up here to the power jet. So we'll pop that off. Make sure it's totally dry. Same back through here. Alright, now take this guy, it's like a baffle, goes on like that. So all together like that, and then we'll put her back together, put her on, and now that we have the head on, we're gonna go and fire up and see how she runs. Guys, so next on my list is that thing. I'm going to talk about that here in just a second, but I'm also super excited to show you that it is time for cutting trails again. We got the steel MS194 mounted back on the front of the 300. Really excited about that. If you guys haven't seen it before, this is the Bill Dart mount. It's aluminum under here. It's made specifically for this bike. Bill makes them for KTM's, Betas, I think Shercos, Yamahas. Anyway, no, I can't run the counter shocks with it. You see, this is my counter shocks mount, so I can't run it because this comes back in here to anyway. Doesn't work, but that's okay. When I'm running chainsaw on the thing, I'm not really caring that much about the handling of the bike as much. Right now I'm going to be running the spring forks on it. I got to put my air forks back together. I'll probably put those on here later when I get around to it. I had to take a leg chrome tube off of one of my forks to get a customer's fork done because he brought in a set of forks and their tube was bent and I didn't know that. So anyway, I had to pull my tube off, give it to him. I got a new tube. I just got to put those back together. And when I do, I'll probably put those back on this bike, because the air forks do make it nice with the chainsaw. I can add a little pressure and they hold up pretty good. So anyway, let's take a look at what is on the lift. The really, really rare these days big wheel 200 from Yamaha. It's 200cc, basically the TW200 motor, but it's got these crazy giant fat wheels. There's the rear. It's comical in size. It's absolutely out of hand. This gentleman, it's a pretty cool story. He and his brother each got one of these for Christmas back when they were brand new, whenever that was, 80s. Anyway, a while back. They had them, rode them, loved them, and then they grew up, moved away. Their parents kept them in, I guess, a barn or a garage or something like that, out of the weather. And just recently, he decided, man, I wonder if my parents still have those things. Turns out they do. Here they are. We're putting new carburetors on them. They're aftermarket Chinese carbs. I hope they work. If not, the stock carbs are actually not in terrible shape. I mean, they're gummed up, all dirty, but probably able to be rebuilt. So if that doesn't work, no big deal. They didn't fit. It kind of fit. It didn't fit perfectly, but that's all right. Anyway, drain the gas. Now I got to change those tires, and since we sold our tire machine, I don't have a bead breaker that'll do that. So I got to walk next door and talk to my buddy Miguel, and he'll help me out, and it'll be good to go. So anyway, yeah, when I get this thing fired up, I'll check in and make sure that carb's going to work. Right on, guys. We got the BW, or at least one of the BWs running, and running really good. I guess it turns out those Chinese carburetors that he bought, it just bolts right on. I didn't change the jets, I didn't mess with the needle, nothing. Just put it on and it runs great. Just took it down the road. It's pretty cool. I know they're not like high performance machines, but they're pretty cool. So anyway, I'm gonna do another one and then we'll get on to the next job. All right, guys, next on the list is this 2018 YZ125. A good friend of ours, his kid finally moved up to a full-size bike. This is the first full-size bike in their fleet. They're going to end up having a lot because I got a bunch of kids. But unfortunately, this guy was really flying out in the Adobes, and he jumped off this kind of like ledge and didn't realize how far it was down to the bottom, and he was going really fast, and he had a big crash. So unfortunately, well, I don't know. He got hurt. The bike's generally okay, which most of us would be happy about. But yeah, we're he's going to be fine because he's a young kid, so he's going to heal up just fine. I got a bunch of stuff to do to it. We're going to put on a cool guy clutch lever, hand guards, doing fork seals, and let's see, oh, a kickstand. So make sure you stick around. I'll be filming those fork seals in depth. So if you want to check that out and learn how to do fork seals, subscribe to the channel. Check that out. It'll be under YZ125 forks. They're the new SSS style, so they're not really any different from a lot of the other SSSs that we've done, but we'll go ahead and film them anyway. Yeah, we'll get this thing all done. All right, guys, so now it's time to reassemble the slider part of these forks. So we got our 48mm bullet on there. We're using SKF heavy-duty seals, and we're gonna take just a little bit of suspension fluid. That's what this is. Put just a little bit on this seal. Run our dust seal on. Put our new snap ring. I don't know why they come with them for the KYBs, but they do. A little bit of fluid on the oil seal. Then we're going to put our washer. Then we're going to take our bullet off. Outer bushing, inner bushing. Make sure everything's really clean when you do fork seals, guys. Don't want anything in there or to contaminate the damping stuff. But then that's the nice thing about twin chambers, is that if you had anything in this outer tube, it's not going to contaminate the shims and make the suspension not work well, but it could compromise the seal. So there we go. Now we're going to go together. Now what you want to do to truly service these is take this nut off. I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it through. And there we go. There's our rebound mid valve there. So what we're going to do to service this is we're going to clean it really, really good. You want to definitely blow through this with some compressed air and blow in between the shims. Get that all cleaned out, because what can happen is you get debris and stuff up in between these shims and they don't flex like they're supposed to, and you don't get the damping like you're supposed to. Take our fork, put it down here, move it up and down, make sure it feels really good. Now we'll set the clickers back where they're supposed to go. We're good to go. I hope that helps you guys get some fork seals done. We're happy to do it here as a TBT shop. We'd love to help revalve your forks and really get them working really well for you. But if you're just looking for service, I know you guys can do it yourselves. All right, guys, we got the YZ, got new hand guards on it. We put some new ODI lock-on grips. Got a new black arc clutch lever. I got to raise that up to match the other one. It's down a little bit further than I want. Fork seals are done. Now we're gonna do the kickstand. I thought you'd bring you guys in. I think these are pretty cool. To me, a kickstand's kind of a necessity, especially riding out in our desert. Once you're up in the trees and the forest, there's always something to lean it on. I hate just laying a bike on the ground. So out in our desert in the Adobes, it's pretty nice to have a kickstand. So I'm going to be installing a Fastway Pro Moto Billet one. They work really good on the YZs. Let me show you. So take a look here. There's this hole, that matches up with subframe bolt and the chain roller bolt. So it's really, really easy. Just gonna take those out, use the ones that they supply, and put it in. It's pretty simple. So I'm gonna take this countersunk bolt. We're gonna come in like here into that top, and then it comes with a washer, which is behind that. Goes into that subframe. I'm just going to tighten this loosely, excuse me, so we can get the bottom all lined up. The bottom one comes with a long Allen. That's because it's holding this chain roller too. So what we're going to do is this is going to go through and then through the frame. Then there's a washer that goes in, and then the chain roller and then a nut. That. Check this thing out. It's pretty cool. So, the thing I like about Pro Moto Billet for these, I will say I don't like it on my KTM because KTM, at least my era, only had one point of mounting, and it ended up loosening and causing all kinds of problems. But on the YZs, they are the best. You can see 2 points. They're super burly. The spring is internal, which is nice, so it can't fly off. Also, it tucks way up behind the number plate. I've had people actually not even know that I had a kickstand on the bike when you're riding, and you flip it down and they're like, whoa, that's awesome. So I like them. Spring's super strong, and the fact that it kind of goes up and like pivots past where the spring gets, I've never seen one of these come down off of a big jump. Now obviously if you're just riding moto, you don't need that thing, but if you're riding off-road, you're stopping, talking friends, it's pretty nice. So anyway, pretty rad. All right, guys, I had a couple requests either on YouTube or Facebook, anyway, whatever, to talk a little bit more about the RK Tech head and piston setup I have on this bike. Someone wanted me to check in. Also, I remembered that I've changed a few things just for testing. So let's go over again what we did. We have an RK Tech head, and we have Kelsey's custom piston for this bike. That's 300 KTM. And we have his gasket stack. So there's two base gaskets on here, his custom piston, and then his head. When you do his gasket stack, he sends you a very much higher compression dome for it, because by adding that extra base gasket level, it raises the ports in the cylinder. That generally gives the bike more mid-range and top end, which is great if that's all you want, but up here in the mountains, and most people who ride 300s want that grunt also. So we raise those ports, but then he gives you a much higher compression head that then adds that compression back in, which then gives you that low end grunt that we all love. So that's what's on there right now. It's been great. I ran it with the Scalvini pipe for a while. It was good with the Scalvini pipe. The Scalvini pipe is a beautiful thing. It's also a mid to top range pipe. And I liked it. It ran great. I was really happy with it. I really liked the top end on it with that pipe on it. But I got kind of tired of like worrying about banging it up, even though I know I shouldn't, but whatever. So also I had an FMF Gnarly that I wanted to try out. Yes, it does have a pipe guard on it, which I don't like. Long story if you guys watch the other Shlog about it. It's because I had ordered the wrong pipe guard for a customer that wanted one, and it ended up fitting my bike, so I just put it on and whatever. Anyway, we'll see. It looks like, actually I'll show you something. It looks like it's protecting the pipe. We got some scratches and dings over here. Now, my guess is if I take this off, the pipe's probably dented behind there. But anyway, I really, really like this whole head piston combo with the FMF Gnarly pipe. It's just a great, great low-end, rocky, gnarly trail bike now. It's really good. Running my chainsaw on there, which adds a little weight, so having a little bit more torque is great. This setup, I think, is my favorite so far. So I'm also running the 36mm Kian with a 165 main jet and a 38 Pilot. Kelsey's recommendations was a 168 and a 38. I originally was like at a 170, 172 and a 40. Ran good. Just seemed a little bit on the rich side, but I don't really mind that. I kind of like rich rather than lean. And then I richened it up to race the sand race in Farmington because it was at 5,000 feet, but it's just going to be a whole bunch of wide open stuff. So I kept it at a 172 and a 40 there. And then when I came back, I decided to go down and try it out. So like I said, I'm trying out the 165 and 38. I rode it with the chainsaw up on the plateau, and it ran really good like that. So I think I'll probably stick right around there. I'm also trying to find a balance for fuel mileage because while I think it makes a little more power with a little bit bigger jets in it, I need more distance because it's only getting maybe 65 miles, 70 if I'm really easy on it with the big tank, because Kelsey's stuff makes a lot of power, but to make power you got to give it fuel, so you know, it's a give and take. So I'm trying to lean it out just a little bit. I don't want to get it hot or make it ping, but so anyway, right now that's where I am. But yeah, I love it, guys. If you're interested in that setup, we can definitely order it for you and have it drop shipped right to you, or you can come in here, we can put it in for you. We just had another guy do that, that guy Morgan, earlier in the Shlog. Put a head on his bike. He's running Electron, so we're having to fiddle with that a little bit to get it richened up and working good for him. But I mean, it works good. He's really, really happy with the torque. It's just a little on the lean side, so whatever. We'll get that dialed in. But yeah, we can do that. We can put it in for you. We can drop ship it to you no matter what. Yeah, I really, really like it. The bike is ridiculously dirty, so I'm actually going to push it outside and wash it. But yeah, I'm super stoked on the motorcycle. I like it a lot. If you guys have any other questions, comment below. Like I said, this is a 2018. Used to be 250 XCW, turned it into a 300 XCW, and yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. All right, guys, it's just about the end of the Shlog. It's Saturday. It's a pretty quiet day. We had a ton going on last weekend. Zach and Leander are at Supercross in Denver, which is awesome. I'm here because I have a ton of work to do on the new house we bought, and I won't be doing much for extracurricularly for a while. But last thing I want to leave you with, guys, is we finally got our OHV registrations. I want to show you a cool thing. I think I've showed it to you guys before. I don't know, but I think it's pretty cool. Hang on. All right, so this is it. It is a carbon fiber registration wrap. Fly Racing makes this one. There's other companies that make them. They're pretty cool because if you guys are like me, you don't like having these stickers on your forks because sometimes it makes the forks hard to get off if you get them in the wrong spot. Also, they generally cover up your suspension sticker, and yeah, they just make the bike kind of look tacky. So with these, you peel the old ones off. We got one from Arizona there. Now peel our sticker off, put it on. All right, there we go. I'm gonna come on over here and boom, just like that. Stickers on, ready to rock and roll. You can take it off, slide the forks out, wash them. The other thing about doing fork seals, if you're really gonna really clean your forks, which you should if you're gonna do seals and service them, it will wash the stickers, like the numbers and stuff, off of these things if you use any kind of real soap. So it's nice to be able to pull that off, clean everything, put it back on. I really like them, guys. We sell them here at the shop. You can also get them from flyracing.com, or you know, whoever sells flyracing.com stuff. But yeah, I really like those. Also, guys, I have a quick thing. I got to do a couple mail times. So I'm super stoked because we got coffee from 2 different people. I'm really, really excited about it. All right, first off, huge thanks to Rick Casto, who sent us a whole bunch of bags of coffee from their coffee cross cause. They roast this at the Teen Challenge Arizona. It's a Christian group that is roasting coffee and making crosses to help enrich the lives of the people that are working there and give back to the community. And I am so thankful for that. Thank you, Rick. Guys, please, if you want to buy awesome coffee, I've tried it already. I've actually had it for a little bit. I've just been so busy, I kind of forgot to film this, but if you're interested at all, definitely go to, it's coffeecrosscause.org and order some coffee. It's awesome. Thank you so much. The other one is from Mike, who was here yesterday. I didn't film because I was busy fixing his motorcycle. 1 second. Highland Cycles, it's Morgan. Good, John, how are you? Yeah, man, you too. Good luck. Like I said, the other one is from Mike, who was here with his son yesterday. They're from Baltimore, Maryland. They came all the way out here to ride. They've been here before, but they're coming out to ride Peach Valley, I think, for the first time. and they came in. We did suspension services on their bike and a couple other things, and they brought me Baltimore coffee. It is the Mocha Java blend. It is phenomenal. It's so good. It's already ground, so I've been using it in our French press. And Mike, this stuff is awesome. I'm stoked. He's a big coffee guy like myself, and he's like, man, I think this is the best coffee in the world. I don't know if I can say it's the best coffee in the world, because I like lots of different coffees, but it is phenomenal. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, Rick. Thank you guys so much. Again, please consider going to coffeecrosscause.org, buying some coffee or a cross, and helping these guys out. They're doing really, really great things for teens in Arizona, and it's awesome. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the Shlog. It's the end of the week. I got things to do, work on the new house, hopefully get out and ride a dirt bike this weekend. Although I feel like my days of riding as much as I usually do might be down for a little while because I got a ton of work to do to this new house. But when we get the new house all up and running, I'm going to have a big party there for all of you guys, whoever can come, and we can hang out, shoot skeet out the back door, which is awesome, and then we can ride over to Peach Valley, have fun. Anyway, it's going to be awesome. I love you guys. I hope you get out and spread the gospel of two wheels, and I desperately hope that what we're doing here is inspiring you guys to work on, but more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes! Hey. Oh, no! Oh. Here we go, here we go, here we go. You're okay.